There are humans who walk among us that believe the Monday following the Super Bowl should be a national holiday because everybody is tired. Director Craig agrees with that sentiment. As do I. I am dragging my rear end this morning because I was up watching football for 8 hours yesterday, and I regret none of it.
It was 2 games yesterday to see who would be in the Super Bowl. So we're going to see this, Paul, next Monday too?
No, not next Monday, because next Monday's the Pro Bowl, and
okay,
I'm talking less about the Pro Bowl. I'm going to be exhausted next Monday because the Royal Rumble is in Phoenix next Sunday.
February 4th.
So I'm going to be up all night for that.
Okay, all right. Well,
did you guys watch the games yesterday? AFC, NFC championships?
Just the first one.
The early one.
The second one. We don't have a TV in our house. We just moved in, so we were able to catch the second one. That game was nuts. I mean, either team could have taken it. But Tom Brady, as we were saying earlier, is an animal. So congratulations again.
And people keep saying, I'm so sick of that Tom Brady. Well, he's still really good despite your feelings on the guy.
He's probably the greatest living American.
He's great.
I don't know.
But on the football field, a pretty stellar athlete.
He is, and he does a lot for the community, and I know he has a lot of haters out there. Haters gonna hate when you're fantastic like that. I know, Paul, he's giving me a look. I'm sorry.
Listen, I went to University of Michigan. I respect Tom Brady for his time he spent in Maize and Blue, but I'm not a guy who roots for the guy who's been to 8 straight AFC championships. I'm an underdog kind of guy.
Well, we love a good underdog story. The Cinderella story, call it what you want. That's always good, but you can't dispute the talent. I mean, it was anybody's game yesterday, and the Patriots won it.
The Chiefs never got the ball in overtime. Just saying. Tom Brady's played in 3 playoff overtime games in his career, and the opposition has never had the ball in any of those games.
Oh.
They have drove down the field and scored the winning TD in all 3 of those games. Anyway.
See, I remember growing up, real quick, we used to watch the Patriots. My dad's from New England, right? And they were terrible, and they lost all of the time. So I have no problem.
That Patriot Pete up there?
Yeah.
That was their Patriot Pete?
And he has an old sweatshirt with
They never won with Patriot Pete.
Right.
Not until they moved over. I lived in New England in the 90s, early 90s, so I loved them, and they were horrible. And I remember going to Foxborough Field, and the players used to say, well, we're playing on painted dirt this time of year, and they're right. It's basically dirt with just a couple blades of grass, and they paint it green.
Oh, goodness.
And it looks great for the TV cameras, but you get down there, it's solid rock.
Ooh.
I loved them back then, you know, and Bledsoe tried and tried, couldn't quite get him over the hump. So I'm happy.
It would have been fun to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
It would have, and I think
the Chiefs and the Saints, that would have been great.
The fan bases in New Orleans and Kansas City are waking up a little sour this morning. If you've been online at all, you've seen the videos, the overreactions from sports fans, which is how we're going to frame our discussion this morning. Check this out. We had to remove the audio because I'm not sure there's a single word of it you could possibly use.
Have we not all felt that kind of anger toward our athletic team? I mean, I'm a Cardinals fan through and through, so there's plenty of times where I wanted to sock my sweet 32-incher at home.
That's one hell of a punch. He destroyed that TV. There's nothing left of it.
That's a large man. That's a whole lot of man right there.
I just can't believe. Look at this. Boom!
We want to know, what's your most irrational overreaction to the result of a sporting event, win or loss? Did you climb the light poles in Philadelphia after the Eagles won the Super Bowl? Did you put your fist through a TV after your team lost in overtime? Reveal it all in the comment section. We'll read some of the best responses on air.
I'll say the most excited I ever was, of course, was back in 2001 when the Arizona Diamondbacks won the World Series.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we ran out, my siblings and I, into the street, and we're just hollering. We were so excited. And that's when we used to go to the games all the time. You try to get on the Jumbotron, paint our faces purple and aqua, back when their colors were the old school throwback ones. And I mean, that's the most excited I've ever been. And
that was when people were still watching baseball.
Right, yes. Well, America's pastime. I loved it. I loved baseball.
That's true.
But I mean, you know, when a lot's on the line like this, and I mean in Game 7 too, in that situation, it was intense.
I haven't seen what this guy does. Oh, he doesn't like the TV. Oh, he doesn't like what's about to happen.
Come on, Grandpa.
Hit it.
Come on, Gramps. Do it.
Kick it. Don't use your hand. Use your foot.
Wait, what?
No, don't do it.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, my.
I didn't see what jersey he had.
Not the dip.
He's got a Dolphins jersey on, I think.
I thought it was a Panthers jersey.
Panthers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, you might as well destroy it now. Yeah.
Wow, and look and someone's just watching it happen. So is it staged? Is it staged at this point if someone is taping?
Yeah!
I mean, my gosh.
Maybe.
Props to producer Jeff for finding all these TV destruction videos. That does not look staged. That man is very angry.
I mean, sure, but Look at this. Turn that camera off. You better turn that damn camcorder off or I'm going to come over there.
Hold up on the floor like this TV.
This guy's like, what the heck happened to my TV? What? This is awesome.
Last Super Bowl party he's hosting.
Oh Pops, what did you do?
You know, how on...
I bet there's something so cathartic about destroying a television, though. Like, really? I bet for a moment it's sweet.
I mean, that's all these... Oh, my gosh. Look at all these videos. Look at, there he goes. That's the best one because it just lights out.
Elvis Presley used to shoot his TV.
Goodness gracious.
Viola popping into the comments section to say hi to us this morning. She says the most irrational thing I've done after a sporting event, saying I'm not going to watch it because the Chiefs and Saints aren't in it, but I will be watching every minute of the Super Bowl. And, yeah, I think it would have been fun to see either one of those teams. But Tom Brady and the Patriots' legacy is on the line every year in the Super Bowl, it seems now. Will this be it? Is this the last run? I mean, he lost last year. It's not like the Patriots win the Super Bowl.
But that's the best part, is that we get to all cheer against him now because he's back at it again. So let's go. I mean, we're all for L.A. now.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
You know what? That's right. You did post a horrible picture of
I know.
yourself.
I got a lot of bad comments, a lot of negative, a lot of haters out there posting me in my Tom Brady jersey. Not a bad pick, though. I was drinking my Dunkin' Donuts as I was posting
if you've lived there or you're from there, I mean, I could see. But if you're just a bandwagon fan, I don't like anybody who's a bandwagon fan in general. So now you have to pick one.
That's why I don't like the Cardinals.
I was going to say, Cards first, always.
I don't want to be a bandwagon.
Always.
I think the Cardinals fans should take this Super Bowl as a potential glimpse into the future because of what Sean McVay has been able to do with LA. He's the youngest head coach in NFL history. He's an exciting offensive-oriented guy. This is exactly what the Cardinals think they have in Cliff Kingsbury. And the Rams were a dreadful football team 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And now they're playing in the Super Bowl. They've won back-to-back division titles. This is what the Cardinals hope to be in 3 years. Winning division titles and in a Super Bowl with their young, offensive-minded, exciting head coach.
Back to the Patriots and Belichick. Isn't it safe to say he's not working with like an all-star type team? It's just he knows how to take players and put them in a system that'll best utilize to the benefit of the team. And he does this. He's amazing at the way he adjusted yesterday to Kansas City.
He's an incredible play caller.
What he did.
And he understands situational football better than most.
And not to second guess our old coach for the Cardinals when we went to the Super Bowl, but that last drive when Roethlisberger was taking it down. This is when the Cardinals were in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And this is I was screaming for the Cardinals. Yeah. And somebody stopped Roethlisberger. I wonder if a coach like Belichick could have come up with some kind of a stunt, something different to get to him, to have stopped him. We were sitting there helplessly, just watching. 10 yards,
else interesting, I was reading on USA Today this morning that the Patriots have a character coach. Have you heard of that?
Are you talking about Tom Brady's guru, the weird guy that he hangs out with?
No, he's the whole team.
Oh, okay.
They hired this guy after everything happened with Aaron Hernandez. I had no idea. They're the only team, as far as I know, according to USA Today, in the NFL that has this guy. He comes in. He's constantly giving the guys motivational quotes. He has them over for family dinners. They do Bible studies sometimes.
It's great.
And so, yeah, there's this article saying, is this guy, who's not an official coach, but like their secret.
He's like a life coach.
Right.
Their sensei.
And the football players are saying, we have a lot of guys like this who always try and cheer us up, but they just want to get to know us because we're football players and we're famous. But like, this guy is the real deal.
That's a real interesting
it was cool.
question.
So check it out.
Absolutely. I mean, if someone came in here and motivated us every morning before a show, how the vibe would change and the attitudes and just like the energy level, I mean, that would get you jazzed up.
He used to be a chaplain at one of the other football teams.
That's really interesting. I did not know that.
Some describe Belichick's Patriots as like cult-like in some ways. That like, and there are people that can't fit into that system. Like they can't buy into the philosophy, let alone the scheme and whether or not your talent fits in with their roster. It's
very complicated.
It's a mindset thing. It's a philosophy thing.
Like I say, he doesn't have the biggest or the fastest. Like Edelman, he's although he's going to probably go to the Hall of Fame, but he's just pretty amazing.
Julian Edelman is also going to be one of those guys that dies when he's 40 years old. Like the abuse that guy takes to his head. Like 2 or 3 times yesterday, I was like, he's concussed.
But
but he's got a history of concussions.
Right,
he's a guy that comes across the middle a lot and gets annihilated.
I saw it yesterday, again and again.
He's a guy that is going to be a really sad story in 10 or 15 years.
I hope not. But
it's absolutely true. There's no question about it. That guy has taken so much of a beating.
And he's little.
He's a small guy that gets
just getting
his head
blasted in the middle.
Think about because you're like, people are like, well, they get paid so much money, it's their job, and it's like, it still sucks.
Bud wants to know who we root for. Which football team?
I'm a Lions fan, born and raised in mid-Michigan. And we just had a comment in the comment section pop in to remind me of the Michigan State game a few years ago and my reaction to that game. This is the game that Michigan led throughout, about to beat their rival Michigan State. All they had to do was punt the ball with like 15 seconds left on 4th down. And the punter fumbled, and it was recovered for a touchdown by the defense, the winning score with no time left on the clock.
Brutal.
I screamed. I dropped to my knees. The surrender cobra position. I saw spots. I like blacked out for a second. It was one of those just like you just lay there on the ground looking at the TV like this did not really happen.
You saw every little blade of carpet.
Yeah,
like you could.
This is one of those situations where I wanted to flip the TV over.
And for alumni, at the college level, especially when you can, it's that much more painful when your team, your squad loses, especially to its rival. Not even in a big game, but
I was raised with heartbreak.
Matchups.
I was raised with just heartbreak. Okay, I was a Lobo.
Streets.
I was a Lobo. The University of New Mexico Lobos. You want heartbreak? Become a Lobo. I'm telling you, it's like that girl that always disappoints you. You know, like she says, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll go out Saturday," and you tell all your friends we got a date. And then she stands you up again. She stands you up again. Another Saturday, and here I am crying, listening to Michael Bolton. And all the rest of them. Oh. Kenny G, man.
Yeah.
Me and Kenny G.
Hey, Sentimental is one of my favorite songs.
Let's take a break from the sports discussion real quick and get to our ICYMI. If you didn't watch Today in AZ, maybe a sweet treat will lure you to your television sometime between 4:30 and 7. Girl Scout cookies are the topic of Monica Garcia's live shot this morning. She's at the Cookie Warehouse. Is there a better place in the world to be?
No, this is a dream come true, guys. Thank you very much for this live shot. From Do-si-dos to Samoas to Thin Mints. You like this? We got all dressed up for you this morning to tell you to get your wallets ready because you're going to see these faces. Yay! Nice braces. She's like, thank you. Okay, so you guys are going to hit the streets, right? Are you excited? It's cookie season.
Super excited.
Yes.
Best time of year.
Okay, first, I do want to hear a cookie pitch. Okay, and how you guys, when you hit the doors, you knock on the doors, what do you say? Mika, it is your moment. What is your cookie pitch?
Hi, my name is Mika. I want to be a cookie dealer.
She wants to be your cookie dealer. I just 5 years old. Fantastic job. Okay, so today is your day. Get your cookie orders in. Look at these faces. Do we have like a cookie chant when I send it back?
Cookies, cookies,
cookies, cookies.
Makes sense.
Back to you.
Cookies.
Keeping it simple.
A cheat 6 weeks.
I love that. The Caramel Delight's still my favorite. We swear by the tagalongs and Do-si-dos.
Tagalongs and Thin Mints for me. I don't know about a Do-si-do.
That's peanut butter too. Problematic. I don't like the peanut
What's
butter.
What's with you and peanut butter?
I don't, you know, I'll tell you what's with me and peanut butter. You want the story time?
Story time. Bring up the graphic. This better be good.
Okay. The reason why I do not like peanut butter is because when my sister and I were little kids and we'd go to my grandmother's house on my dad's side, she would make us peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, at the time, we didn't like peanut butter or jelly. So you can see where the conflict surfaces here. She's making these sandwiches on delicious Iron Kids bread that we loved. But we hated that stuff. We just couldn't stand it. We never had it at home. We always had to have it at Grandma's house. So we wrapped it up in toilet paper and put it in the garbage can. Well, she found those things. And then she made us new ones and then watched us eat them. Oh, vile. And now, as an adult, I will stomach the natural peanut butter in like a chocolate protein shake because it's good for you, but that's it. So if you put it in the cookies, if you put it in ice cream, you put it in brownies, fudge.
Sandwich?
Sandwich.
If you're starving and you're up in the mountains?
Now, if I'm starving, I'm up in the mountains, I'll have a PB&J.
Right.
I like
that
jam now, but I like fancy jam. I like plum jam, things like that. So sorry, Grandma. Big football fan, that woman.
Peanut butter is like one of the least like noxious tastes that you. It's just. What's I don't understand what you don't like about it.
Are you suggesting that peanut butter is bland?
Yeah, there's like nothing like that would. What upsets you about? Is it a texture thing? Is it like
the taste?
Peanut butter getting stuck to the roof of your mouth.
I mean, your mouth glued shut. That is my biggest fear.
Camp Michael says there's a fear of peanut butter getting stuck to the roof of your mouth.
I guess when you're forced to eat something as a child, you like it less and less and less throughout the years. Huh. You don't have something that you detest Tomatoes, perhaps?
I like tomatoes.
Do you?
Yeah, just like not raw tomatoes.
Really?
on
Okay, wait. You like them, but you don't like them.
I like raw tomatoes. It's a situational food for me.
Is it the taste, the texture? They're pretty bland tomatoes.
It's the texture. It's the
It's
mushy.
not an onion.
I don't like mealy, mushy tomatoes on things.
Well, no one likes a rotten tomato. But you're right. Okay. Moving on.
What about your sports allegiances? We just glossed over this, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Cardinals all the way, of course.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised
Cardinals.
here. But if the Cardinals aren't in, then I become a Patriots fan because that's where my dad
Eddie says he lives for his in-laws' rants on Facebook about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the best.
people look forward to this stuff. People like to complain about their sports
Yeah,
teams.
it's fun. It's all good fun. I mean, it stinks that the underdogs couldn't have been in the game. Do I think, the country would have enjoyed that more? Definitely.
Sure.
But we ended up with what we got with. So, hey, let's eat some good food and watch some good commercials on Super Bowl Sunday.
They say that Americans eat 150 pounds of avocados during the Super Bowl
Chicken
week
wings,
with all the guacamole.
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I don't care who's in the game. I just want to
And what about the commercials? It's all about the commercials.
Have you guys never done anything irrational after a sporting event?
Not really. I'm not a big breaker of stuff. I don't want to clean it up. Not really. Not really. Plus, I paid for it. Why would I want to do that? Hey, you know why I was rooting for the Rams yesterday? Because a few years ago, when Kurt Warner was our quarterback and we were playing in New Orleans, they cheap shotted him. They hit him really bad. And then we found out after that season was over that there were bounties.
Yeah.
And so you know what? That play yesterday that everyone's talking about, that the Saints had,
that everyone's talking about
that's
in the
karma.
comment section.
Yeah.
That's karma. That's for you hitting Kurt Warner. Because Kurt
buddy.
Warner's
Jimmy's getting controversial.
Kurt Warner's a
They're going to
great
be
guy,
coming for you,
man.
JQ.
I know.
Those Saints fans are going to be lining up with pitchforks and torches.
Whoopsie.
And guess what? Plays happen. Good plays or bad calls. That happens for both teams. They had a shot to win. They didn't.
Jimmy, our mind guru.
Drew
Things
Brees
happen.
threw an interception. All right, that's what happened. Drew Brees threw an interception. He threw a duck up in the air, and they caught it, and they ran. That's why you lost.
You know, Tom Brady threw 2 picks. Should have been 3 yesterday. That game should have been over if that Kansas City lineman wasn't offsides and negated Tom Brady's 3rd pick, which would have ended the game. Just saying, you talk about Tommy Terrific all you like, but he was almost the GOAT yesterday.
Tommy Brady.
In a bad way, not
Tommy
a good way.
Terrific. I can't wait for the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a great game. And if the Patriots go down, well then
this girl's bad mouthing Mr. Brady. You wait till Tommy walks into the studio.
I know.
You're gonna be all like,
she was swooning.
She melted like a pat of butter. She was just like right there, melting right in front of him.
Yeah, stick to him like peanut butter.
Let's get us some fresh squeezed juice.
Into your mouth.
Have you guys seen these yet? Nike helping your golf game with some shoes.
No.
This is ridiculous. Is it not?
It's the newest version of its Air Max 1 golf shoes, soon to be available. They're simply called Grass, which is an appropriate name.
Do people wear these yet? Are they not out yet?
They're not out yet.
Okay.
It's a new shoe that features a turf-like material that camouflages your feet while you're on the course. There's a rubber outer sole with golf-ready traction in addition to the Grass you see here. They're expected to sell for about $140, which is pretty par for the course when it comes to golf cleats.
That's true. It's the right price, but I mean, what is the point?
What, do your feet distract you when you're swinging or something?
I mean, mine don't.
I've never had that issue.
And I wear pink golf shoes. Okay. Although, yes.
I can think of a pro and a con immediately.
Okay, go.
Pro, you don't have to worry about how dirty your shoes look. Because I have white golf cleats that look atrocious right now.
Okay.
Because you're never going to see how bad your shoes look there.
That's good.
Con, you're not going to be able to wash those suckers. Don't throw those in with the whites, or you're going to end up with greens.
Yeah, lots of lime clothing.
But they always put all the tennis shoes now. I got a big problem. They got the white there, that white sole part, so that it gets dirty.
No matter
so that
what.
you can get a new one. They don't want them to last.
Let me teach the kids about a thing called planned obsolescence. It's an old economics trick.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's it. That was all I was going to say. You know, the technology to make light bulbs last basically forever exists, but they don't sell them that way because they want you to buy more light bulbs.
Oh, exactly.
It's the same thing with Apple and their iPhones. They have batteries with better, longer-lasting life than are commercially available. But if our batteries lasted forever, we never replace our phones.
Oh.
Planned obsolescence.
That's interesting.
That little
that you
white
say
strip
that.
on the shoes is planned obsolescence.
They say the same thing about engines and vehicles.
Yeah. I buy into all those conspiracy theories.
I'm telling you.
Drink them in, man.
Talking about accessories and Apple phones and things of that nature, I was on a flight over the weekend and I had a pair of headphones that are wireless so I could watch some shows on my phone. They weren't hooking up to my iPhone properly, so I thought, I'll go old school and use the earbuds. Well, the earbuds don't have the jack that goes into this, and then it won't plug into my iPad because it's an old iPad with a phone charger cord.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there with four headphones.
They made millions of dollars.
And two
they
devices.
Have planned adolescence? Is that what you call it?
Planned adolescence.
Planned adolescence. Those damn teenagers.
Yeah.
Teenage tricks.
You know? And so I didn't get to listen to anything. I had to watch it with the caption on. It was like being at work, reading the teleprompter. It sucked.
I'm so sorry you had such a rough day.
Hey, yeah, well, at least there weren't any peanuts on the airplane.
Yeah, there you go. They got rid of them for you. And we're going to get rid of us for the 41 of you that are still watching.
It's a holiday. You know what? We understand.
Numbers dropping quickly.
Yeah, they're plummeting.
You better hurry up.
They're all running away.
They're bailing.
The planned adolescents.
They're all Saints fans.
Better luck next year.
Be good people.
Better luck.